Is Sherry Nagra, and I'm your teacher coordinator for MyEd assessment and reporting. And today I'm going to be walking you through how to enter your reading benchmark data into MyEd. So first of all, I'm going to log in on MyEd. And just a note about the data you're going to see today on my screen. It is all scrambled data in the training environment. You may notice that I'm in the training environment here. You'd be doing this in the production environment, regular MyEd. So first of all, I'm going to select a school because I'm working at district level. I need to make a bit of change here. You won't have to do this part, nor will you have to select a staff member at a school because it will automatically log you in as yourself. I just need to do this because I am using scrambled data. So I'm going to select a teacher there, and I am working in Cliff Drive today. So something you should be familiar with in MyEd is all of your sections on the main page here, as well as in your top tabs. Student attendance gradebook should be pretty familiar for you. The top tab that we will be working in today is called assessment. So I'm going to click on assessment. In this area, you'll notice that everything's blank, and we need to go in and fill out some information before we can actually enter some scores. So firstly, I'm going to go to assessment definition and add our first definition option here by clicking on the magnifying glass, 37 Delta primary reading BM and K reading profile score. I'm going to click OK. The next part I'm going to select is under students, and I'm going to click on the select button, and I'm going to select students in my classes, and I'm going to click OK. And you'll notice it populates all of the students in my classes. The next part that we're going to address is under grade level. So I have a student, and I'm going to refer to this student as we work, Avery May. Avery May is in grade 1, so I'm going to select grade level 1. And you'll notice that for you, it should be blank for the date. If you click in the date, it should automatically populate the school. If it doesn't, like in my case, it has a date of December the 12th, 2023 for all of my students, I'm going to go in and select the correct school just to make sure everything's good. But you should be able to automatically populate that if you just click on date. Save you a step there. The next part you're going to look at is under reading proficiency, and I'm going to click on the drop down there. You may notice this looks different than it has in previous years because you are having to use the proficiency scale indicators. And you may be asking the question, Sherry, how do I know which proficiency scale indicator to use? There's a very handy dandy conversion chart that was created. So I'm going to go into deltalearns.ca, click on MyEd reporting for elementary, and I'm going to click on submitting reading data K through 3. And on this page, on the right-hand side, you'll see what do I put into MyEd. I'm going to click on converting reading benchmarks to proficiency scales. So here you'll see there's a conversion chart. You have your term 1, term 2, term 3, and it indicates the letter level and what that would convert to in emerging, developing, proficient, or extending. So I'm going to go back to MyEd, and I know for Avery May that they have received a developing score, which would have been A or B. So I converted that and added developing. If I am going to be adding data for a new term, you would be clicking on the little plus sign here, and we're going to go through and add the grade level again. And this is what I was talking about. It'll auto-populate your school if you click on the date. So you'll see that automatically changed. I'm going to change the date to a more appropriate date, which would be something like February. It will auto-populate when you go in, so you don't need to worry about actually typing in the date. And in term 2, Avery May is now achieving, let's say, a B again. So I look at term 2, Avery May's in grade 1, and they are still developing. So I'm going to go back to MyEd, and I'm going to put in developing. And then I'm going to add another term. So I'd have to select the grade level, and then I'd have to change the date. My apologies for having to change the date here for this. It may give me a little bit of an error message there. Sorry about that. In term 3, Avery May has made some strides, and they are now in level D for their proficiency. So I'm going to go back to my conversion chart. And term 3 for grade 1, they are a level D. They've made progress, but they are still in the developing column. So I'm going to go back to MyEd and put in developing there. And I have just finished my reporting for this school year for Avery May for the reading data. You might notice that I've clicked plus for each of the 3 terms. You would have to do that for every single student that you'd be reporting on, and going in and adding the grade level, clicking on date, it would auto-populate the school, and then entering their reading proficiency level there. So that's basically how you'd enter your reading data. If you have your assessment for reading data benchmarks. If you have any questions for me, please do reach out. My email address is cnagra@deltalearns.ca, and my phone number at DMEC is 604-952-2805. Thanks very much. Take care.